Hello, Eagles fans. Welcome to our Eagles fan site called Bleeding Green. My name is Joe, and I'm going to introduce you to... There he is, Kai. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing.
Nothing much?
No.
All right, cool. Listen, guys, we're all new to this, so please bear with us in our first episode. We're looking to, on a weekly basis, talk about our Eagles, our favorite thing in the world, talk about what our thoughts are, what we think the Eagles are going to do, game plans, our opinions, of course, all that stuff. So just to get it started off, we have the Indianapolis Colts coming up this week at 7 o'clock on Saturday. I'm super pumped. This is the third preseason game. This is the game when we really get to see the starters for most of the game. We get to see our boy DGB to see how he's doing. No Carson Wentz, unfortunately, but Sam Bradford will be in the game for a good bit of the time. So, Kai, let me, just to get started, what are you most excited about with this particular game?
I'm probably most excited about Green Beckham.
Okay.
Just picked him up from the Tennessee Titans. Didn't know already.
Yeah, he's a big dude, right? I mean, this is a huge man.
237 pounds.
Yeah.
6'6" or something.
Yeah, absolutely. The guy's got, the potential to be an all-time great. He could be a top 5, or he could be
just as good as Brian Dawkins, or he could be just as bad as Chase Daniel.
Now, we got to get back to reality now. We're going to take a little reality check. He's not going to be as good as Brian Dawkins, but he could be very good. He could also be really, really, really bad. It all depends. But it's a low-risk, high-reward situation. So, Kai, did you have any questions for me? You said you might want to ask a couple questions.
How do you feel about Brian Dawkins being their new scout?
Let me think about this. How do I feel about my favorite athlete of all time in any sport, in any venue, being hired by the United Eagles, my favorite team? I think I'm feeling pretty good about that whole thing.
But why?
Well, why? I think the thing is he knows the game. He knows how to evaluate talent because he played. He was a player. I feel like they've already consulted with him on numerous occasions, and I think that they trust him, and I trust him. I think, to be honest with you, I think he'll be a coach someday. I don't know about a head coach, but I could see him, being a secondary coach. So I'm excited. Maybe I'll even get a chance to see him on the field, so that's another added bonus. Nothing but happy. So with that being said, evaluations. Offense, what are we looking for? We're looking for
a strong and athletic, and also I want them to be sort of...
aggressive?
Yeah, I guess.
Aggressive?
Aggressive.
Catch the ball. I want to see them catch the ball.
Go to the ball instead of just knocking it down.
Yeah, none of this, like, please, 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 let me catch it. No, you go when you attack the ball, you grab the ball, right? Right from the defender's hands if you have to. Right now, who do you think is considered the best wide receiver on the team, and who would you consider the worst wide receiver
Obviously, the worst is Chris Givens.
Chris, we're calling him Chris the Ghost Givens. Ghost because we haven't seen him. He's like Casper. Basically Casper on the field. He's had how many receptions so far? There's a zero. There's a zero.
Whoops.
0 receptions so far in the year, and not looking good for him. Best receiver so far. And you can't say Jordan Matthews because he really hasn't played much. So we assume that he's the top one. But
I'd say, well, me and you were talking about him earlier, Paul Turner. He actually was looking pretty good.
Yep.
So
absolutely,
I'm
the
kind
guys
of excited for that, yeah.
And we were talking about, who does Paul Turner kind of remind you of? This is a guy who's a smaller guy. Every coach said they didn't want to look at him, and in terms of actual size, he's a smaller guy. He's not the fastest guy on the field ever, but he does remind us a lot like Steve Smith. Steve Smith from Carolina. This is a guy that was not highly touted, and he came into his own, and he ended up being one of the top receivers in the league, very productive. So, hoping he gets to make the team. Honestly, I'd put him over Chris Casper Givens and even Ruben Randall. And to be honest with you, I probably would put him above Josh Huff at this point. So I'm excited about that part. I want to see Wendell Smallwood. We haven't seen the guy on the field at all, but I heard some great things. Offensive line, just want to make sure that we have continuity. We continue to build together. We have some new guys, new places. Hopefully Lane Johnson isn't suspended, but if he is, we want to see that Alan Barbary can handle the position. On defense, what are some of the things you're looking for this weekend?
Well, obviously, I'm also looking forward to their cornerbacks, safeties, and stuff. I really want to see Fletcher Cox make a few sacks, Jordan Hicks too. So that's basically all I'm sort of looking forward to. I'm not expecting anything like small from them. I have very high
Expectations,
yes,
maybe? Because
expectations.
well, you know, the thing is, funny is, I'm disagreeing with you a little bit on this guy. I am looking forward to seeing Fletcher Cox, but in my opinion, I don't think we're going to see the real Fletcher Cox till the season starts. He's a veteran. He already knows he made the team. He's probably just kind of going through the motions at this point and refining his technique. Some of the guys I want to see play defensively are guys that are on the bubble. Marcus Smith, where are you? Are you coming to the game? Please do. We need you. I like Steven Means a lot. The guy really impresses me. He kind of reminds me of like an old school Hugh Douglas type of guy. High motor, high energy, never gives up, but he doesn't have all the measurables that you might expect from a defensive end. So I'm really looking at the rookies at this point too. I want to see how they do. Unfortunately, I don't think Blake Countess has much of a chance to make the team. I think Jalen Mills has impressed the coaches, and they
He's
really like him.
definitely making the team, no matter
He's
what.
definitely making a team, I would say too. But his first game didn't look that great. You know, he had some issues in the special teams unit. So hopefully he's improved. What we're looking for from game 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 is slow, steady progression with these rookies. And if we can see that, then I think that'll be a great thing for us. So, with that being said, the next is special teams. Special teams, again, rock solid. Been rock solid for going on a couple years now. Not ever. We had some rough periods there. We had Rory Segrist in there, and things weren't that great. But I think they've gotten a lot better. And I think actually on special teams, if Josh Huff does make the team, that's going to be the reason. If he puts together a strong special team performance in the return, that's possibly how he's going to keep his job, essentially. So I'm excited about this weekend. We're going to come back and discuss the results of the game, see if we're still feeling the same way, come Monday. We'll let you know. We're going to have an analysis of the game, what we thought of the game, who we thought stood out, and some of our losers for the week. So we will talk to you on the other side. And I want to thank you for welcoming us into your home. And again, like I said, this is our first episode, so bear with us. We got some people doing some crazy stuff right now. So I'll say peace out. See you next time.